Matt, was Sam a little further ahead than you anticipated, and what was it like to get him back out there doing some stuff?
Yeah, I mean, he can't really practice yet. He's throwing. He's able, he's cleared, but he's not cleared to play. So I'm not sure when that'll be. They'll have to make sure that he's good enough to throw, move around, but he can't take contact yet. So that'll come down to a CT scan probably in the coming weeks. So he's still got a little ways.
So if he'd have been cleared to practice, would it have been like limited today, or just a non-participant, or?
I don't know that answer. I mean, he's just throwing out there and just doing some drills,
How do you feel about DJ as far as possibly playing on Sunday?
Yeah, I think DJ's day to day. I think I would expect that we'd have a chance to have him play.
I know the first week you had Jeff, you really just had to go with the playbook as is. Have there been any thoughts to do more with that playbook this week for Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, we were way more no huddle, way more RPOs. Last game, I thought there was way more of a flow, more quarterback runs. So, obviously going up to Buffalo, the elements are a little different. So, but I thought we were saved the turnover. Obviously, the giveaways affect a lot of things, but I thought Jeff did a lot of different things that we had been doing, and I thought we had more 15-yard plays than we've had all season in the game. Had 21 completions for the first time in a while, so I thought there were some things we could build off of.
On Monday, you said you expected to continue to use PJ and Cam. Is that still the case?
We're getting both guys ready.
Have you had experience with two quarterback systems at Baylor or Temple, and what benefit, if so, what would the benefits of it?
Not very often. I think we had a couple games like early one year where we had a veteran guy and a young guy, and we're playing them both. But I think it's an unprecedented situation. A guy comes in the middle of the season without even being in training camp with you. So just trying to maximize both guys.
Are your plays scripted at the beginning of games? You guys do that?
Yeah.
And Terrace Marshall, can you talk about, I know before you said through no fault of his that he hadn't been given any opportunities. He had a good amount of snaps this past Sunday. Anything that you're saying that's needed for him to get involved a little bit more in terms of targets?
Terrace is going to be a good player. He's just young. He just has to he's pushing through that, length of the rookie season, the rookie wall and all those things. He was out in the routes. He played, did his job. And, we had more balls go to Robbie than have had previously, which was good. Tremble got involved a little bit, but Terrace just has to keep pushing, grinding his way through, and hope that some of those balls, when Zylstra was in, some of those balls went to Zylstra that haven't gone to him, so he just has to continue to grind through it.
Matt, health-wise, how are you guys doing across the offensive line, from John Miller, Mike to Cam? Who are you expecting out there?
I think Cam's going to be good. He came out in the game and then went back in. And then Johnny and Michael practiced a little bit today, so I'm hopeful that we'll maybe have a chance to have those guys up.
Under what scenario would you see, I know it's a few weeks down the road, would you see Sam Darnold get
I
back?
have no idea. No. I don't even know if he'll be back. I'm just kind of waiting to see if the doctors clear him. So to me, it's really good for Sam to start to get out there and practicing with his teammates and doing some drills and all that. But it's so far down the line, in terms of getting cleared that so much will happen between now and then.
You mentioned the elements playing in Buffalo. Is there any special preparation that goes into preparing to play in an environment like that?
Well, you need mental toughness. I lived in Buffalo. You have to have mental toughness to not let the elements, the wind, affect you. Obviously, it looks like right now there'll be some winds, so you have to have a prep plan for that in terms of kicking, catching kicks, some of those different things, and then. Obviously, one of our issues has been the turnover battle. I think they forced 26 turnovers on the year. They're number 2 in the NFL with 4 red zone turnovers, takeaways. So we have to protect the ball in general, and then even more so with the wind and the cold and all the things that could happen up there. When I lived in Buffalo, you didn't pay much attention to the weather report. You could say it's gonna be sunny, then you could have lake effect snow. Could be there in the second half. So we'll have to prepare for all that. But the most important thing I think is catching punts with the wind and protecting the football, which is, again, something that we have to do a better job of.
Matt, what's your impressions of Josh Allen, what you've seen on tape?
Well, I think he's obviously an excellent player. Big time arm, brings so much to them in terms of the scramble game, quarterback run game. I think Coach Dayball does a great job, their offensive coordinator. I mean, they spread the field, they RPO you, their drop back game. You can tell they have a lot of run and shoot, read type concepts. So no matter what you're in, you know, they're going to find a way to make it right. You know, whether it's Beasley or Sanders or Diggs. And he's got the arm to push the ball down the field. I think they're number one right now in the NFL in terms of the amount of their yards that come in the air. You know, they're not, a lot of teams catch and run. This is an air yards team, an explosive team. So he can do it all. He's really, really impressive.
Matt, how do you think your defense has been playing the past few weeks?
You know, what's our record in the last couple of weeks? You know, at the end of the day, your record says you are. If you want specifics, like a specific answer, I'd say like the big things. We talk a lot about the run defense, but our pass defense in the last 4 weeks has dropped to like 28th. So, you know, Phil and I were talking before practice. Like this last game was really a story of third down defense, which I said right after the game. It's that, you know, in terms of like a huge qualitative statement. That's not kind of how my mind works. It's just more like we've got to get back to playing really good third down defense, which when we did early, you know, we were doing it at a high level. But at the end of the day, like all that really matters to me is the record and the wins, right? So like if we're, you know, we lost 3 in a row, then that's how our defense is playing. They can certainly use a little help from the offense, not turning the ball over. But I'd say the biggest thing right now to me, Ellis, is the pass defense has not shown up in the last couple of games, especially on third down the way it needs to. When you get ready to go face a team like Buffalo, you know, we have to play better in those areas. You know, Dante being down, AJ being down today, you know, we're down some guys in the secondary, so some other guys are going to have to step up.
Yeah, what would Cam Newton need to do to get to a point where he could play an entire game, and is that a preference to get to that point?
It's just not where we're at right now. You know, I mean, he played most of the game last game, just in the 2 minute at the end of the half. We put PJ in the 2 minute, you know, kind of in rally at the end of the game. But our plan is our plan. You know, Cam's got to continue to, you know, he had some good drives, move the ball down the field. We can't, you know, he put 2 balls on the ground, 1 drop snap on the second drive, 1 handoff that result, you know, when the 40-yard line going in, we're down by 6. So I think looking ahead, Cam continues to work, to learn, but, you know, we can't have a quarterback can't have 2 turnovers in 2 straight games. Just, we're not going to win that way. So we have to protect the football a little bit better and kind of go from there.
So did that play a part in playing PJ those turnovers?
As I said to you after the game, going into the game, I was planning on playing both guys. You know, really, I think I told you guys directly too. Like in 2 minutes, some of those things we planned on playing PJ. Again, in each game, like, you know, we thought maybe he would play PJ in the 3rd drive. Cam takes us right down the field and score. 2nd drive, we just kind of dropped the snap, didn't convert 3rd down. We said, hey, let's keep playing it. So we just try to have a plan for both guys, just kind of like we have a plan for a couple tailbacks. I know it's not what certainly just on the same page. I don't want to be playing 2 quarterbacks. No one does. But it's just the situation that we're in, and we're trying to maximize what, you know, where we're at right now.
You identified the pass defense as something you're hoping improves. Brian, after the game, said that Atlanta did a great job keeping them, sending Davis to his side repeatedly. No sacks, 9 pressures. How do you counteract a team that does a good job taking care of your outside pass rush and make up for that elsewhere?
Yeah, I mean, you go to your twist games, you go to your man pressures, which we were in early in the game. You know, Aaron Donald gets doubled every play. You know, 3 sacks the other night. You just got to fight your way through it, and they have to count on the other guys to win. You know, so when you become a great player, people are going to chip you. They're going to slide to you. They're going to do all those things, and you know, it's just kind of the way it is. So we'll continue with a 4-man rush. We'll add 5-man rushes. We'll twist to get, you know, so that the guy who's getting picked comes inside, and you have to win on those plays, and you count on other guys to win because they can't chip everybody, you know. So, so I think we, you know, Phil tries to mix all those things up. I think one of the big issues in that game was we just weren't quite winning in man early in the game, and that's kind of been the last couple of weeks. We haven't won in man quite as much as we have had before. So I think that was a major issue about that as well.
So you're saying you think some of those stunts get there if you guys hold up the cover slightly longer?
I didn't say that. I think it's kind of all together. Like, I mean, you know, so you have to win on the stunts too. I don't think there's any magic answer. You know, like okay. Good players beat. You know, I think there's some plays where like we brought pressure and we were so. Let me say it, not stunts. I probably misinterpreted that. And some of the blitzes, we were a step away from sacking the guy and we got beat inside. And he was able to get the ball out. So yes, in terms of the twist games and stunts, you have to win on those too. Pretty much in every play, a guy on their offense is going to be assigned to blocking you. You know, so someone has to beat somebody. And so. You know, we had a lot of success early on defense with a lot of pressures. We haven't had quite as much success recently. You just have to continue to say to everybody, like, hey, there's no magic formula. You have to win. Like, if I have you man to man, I've got to win, and I've got to win. And then on offense, if someone's playing me man to man, I've got to win. So just didn't win quite as much this past game as we had before. At the same time, you know, our pass rushers have to know, hey, if I'm a great pass rusher, they're going to chip me. I've got to fight my way through it and be dominant. But I am counting on the coverage as well. So I think that's kind of like complementary football and within defense as well.
What are your observations of what this Buffalo Bills team does well on both sides of the ball?
Well, I think they've been the number one defense in the league for all year. They take the ball away. Very aggressive in coverage. You know, they have a really great front seven. Offensively, they're explosive. Push the ball down the field. They can RPO you, and then they have a quarterback who can run. So it's like facing a pro and a college offense all in one. You know, because they have all the traditional pro stuff, and then they, you know, like last game they're behind a little bit. Josh Allen takes over. He runs for 100 and some yards, and they're right back in the game. So really well put together team. Coach McDermott obviously does a great job, and the way they play, the aggressive style that they play on defense complements that same style on offense.
Coach, I was going to ask you about the Bills. I mean, I know they started out the season, people talk about them being potential Super Bowl contenders. They've hit some sort of a little bit up and down season there. Are they still, would you describe them as a really dangerous team still, or how do you see them?
Oh yeah, I think they're extremely dangerous. Again, their ability to take the ball away, I think, is one thing that really stands out. And then obviously the play of the quarterback. I think Stephon Diggs is fantastic. Beasley, I mean, the skill guys that they have. Excellent on special teams. I think they're just a really well put together team, and you know, playing at home. Obviously, up there, you go up there, there'll be crowd noise. The fans are great. It'll be, you know, loud. It'll be cold. It'll be a great environment for a football game. So it'll be a tremendous challenge.
Matt, this may sound like a strange question. How do you guys to not turn the ball over? I mean,
Say that again.
how do you coach a team when you're having turnover problems? What's the method to eliminating that?
That's a really deep, long question. I mean, they come from lots of different places, but I mean, at the end of the day, the simple answer is execution, right? I mean, most turnovers come from the quarterback position, so you have to protect, you know, the quarterback and keep the quarterback from getting hit, because being affected in throwing the ball or getting hit, you know, most of our turnovers and takeaways that we've had have come from the quarterback, us hitting the other team's quarterback and knocking the ball out. I think we have to be continue to be better in the passing game. I think, you know, I think I said after the game, one of the things that one of my goals starting last week was to improve the passing game and get more completions. And then you have to just avoid catastrophic mistakes, right? Like, you know, there's one thing to have giveaways. It's another thing to be falling to the ground and, you know, try to reach a ball out, or, you know, the same thing happened against Arizona. PJ turned. We've had too many turnovers just on exchanges. So those things have to just continue to be improved upon. So it's like improve technique, improve scheme, improve the way that you do things, and I think our team recognizes how important it is. Just making it the standard that you don't do it, and obviously that hasn't happened yet. So we have to continue to work at it.
Beyond the turnovers, are you surprised at how bad the passing, not say bad, mediocre the passing game has been this year?
I'm not happy with it. You know, we're going into the last game. I mean, when I made the change, we're like 28th or 30th and everything, right? So from where we started early in the year to how, I mean, at the end of the day, like, you track things like, you know, why are we not having the success that we want? Right? I mean, we're not moving the ball very well on offense, and we're not scoring enough points, you know. Defensively, we're, you know, I mean, we're better in some areas, not in all the areas, you know, but offensively, I didn't anticipate that. I'm not happy with that. So what else you do? But you just try to improve it. I thought there were some areas that were improved last week. Just, you know, it's hard to improve it and have 3 turnovers. I think, you know, Bruce gave me some stat, like, you know, when you have a pick 6, I mean, it's, you know, having a pick 6 is hard to overcome. So I think if we protect the football and don't turn the ball over, throw the ball a little bit better, then our defense looks like a better defense. They're not starting with the ball kind of where it is, but all that's just talk. I mean, it is what it is. We have to improve it. So we're working at it.
Matt, all three professional sports leagues are starting to have some more issues with COVID. Is there anything you guys are doing extra as you're moving forward towards the end of the season here to increase, you know, protection? Anything you guys are doing in particular?
No, we follow all the protocols. I think they're requiring some enhanced boosters from tier 1 and tier 2. I think, I mean, most of our team's vaccinated. So, we've obviously had a couple breakthrough cases, but it sounds like that's happening everywhere. If you look at like outbreaks and cases and all those things, I mean, over the last 2 years, we've been considerably less than a lot of other teams. So our guys, I think, do a good job of that. And I think, Eddie Levins and Nancy Gritter here do a great job of, when something happens, minimizing the close contacts and everyone affected, but nothing special that we're doing compared to anybody else. I think we're just doing a really good job of, those people I mentioned are doing a really good job of following the requests to a T.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.